today I want to talk to you about core values, what they are, how they affect your life, and how to change or adapt them. So let's get started. The first thing we should do is tell you what a core value is. If you've never heard of it before, a core value is an instinctive part of your belief system. It's like your core beliefs. They build up who you are as a person, every little aspect of your soul, and it affects every decision that you make in your life because you make it based on your core values. And it will affect your mental state dependent on the decision you make. For example, if you make a decision that goes against a core value, you will feel unhappy and you won't know why. But if you make one in line with your core values, you'll feel like, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this. This is the way I'm supposed to be living. Let's do an example. So, for example, a core value of mine is honesty. I value honesty in people and in myself. So if I'm doing something dishonest or working in a dishonest environment, I feel awful and I don't know why, because it doesn't make me feel great being dishonest, which means I would be a terrible criminal and a terrible salesperson because I don't like any kind of dishonest tactics at all. And I do not like selling drugs to children just because it is so against my core belief system of honesty. Our core beliefs are built into us when we are very young and we grow them slowly as we get older and older. But growing up, I watched a lot of Disney princess movies. So a lot of Disney princess morals and values are a part of my core value system. So if you actually want to start looking, look at all your favorite Disney princesses. So one of mine was Tiana from Princess and the Frog. She valued hard working, and although I was much older, like 20 when I saw the movie, a core value was discovered. I used to love Tintin, like the statue, and he valued adventure, so I value adventure. And last one, Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I always valued her selflessness and taking care of others, which is another value of mine. So that is what a core value is. A core value is a fundamental belief of a person. Pure and simple. In the email, I will send you a list of core values for you to have a look at and try and work out which ones are yours. There are so many ways to find your core values. I'm sure there are plenty of tests you can take as well. But if you look at a nice long list, you'll find values that will jump out at you and you'll feel like, yes, I feel really passionately about patriotism. Because I saw that one and thought, I'm not very patriotic, but didn't even occur to me that someone's core value was patriotic. So I'm gonna get you to have a look and see which ones jump out and write them all down in a list. You may find you have lots and you may find you have a few, but we kind of want to focus on the top. Should we go 5 to 10 that you find most valuable? All right. So one of the ways that I actually mapped out my core values was I got a big piece of paper and I did a huge mind map, and I just put my name in the middle and then all the characters on TV that I liked and admired and for what reason. So I had Dean Winchester on there for protection. I had House, who I value for his honesty, and it just expanded until I had every single TV character I've ever admired and why. Just little values that I liked. And then I moved on to people, and then I moved on to as many things as I could think of that I valued, and then wrote a list of all of those values, and yes, they were repeated. So for example, House, honesty, was repeated in several other characters that were on my huge mind map. Our core values affect so much of our lives, like the friends that we have. We are friends with our friends because there's something about them that we just like. Well, the friends that we really like, not the friends that we just hang around with because we feel obligated to. The friends that we like and want to get to know, they're our type of people because your core values are in alignment. If you're talking to someone and they aren't your sort of person and you can't explain why, it's because their core value is the opposite to yours. So if you're an honest person and you meet a dishonest person, they won't be your sort of person, and that is fine. Not everyone's core values are in alignment. People are very different, but that is why you have your friends that are like your friends, because they value the same things as you. Not perfectly. Sometimes you'll be friends with someone just because they have one core value that you admire. For example, I have one friend, great, one core value that I admire, but she has another one that's the opposite to me. So I value integrity and she doesn't. She's never on time, very flaky. It's very annoying, but we still have that matching core value that makes it an important friendship. A lot of unhappiness in life and in the workplace can be brought down to you are living out of alignment with your core values. So you have a huge belief system of core, and if you're just working against them, you're going to feel unhappy, like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you're just bummed out all the time and you can't work out why, it's because you're living against your natural personality. If you don't live in line with your core values, you will just feel super bummed out, and there will never be a logical explanation for it. Like, you'll be at work and you do work, but you don't love it. You don't feel that excitement. And sometimes you do. I'm actually going to tell a side story. So I used to run a hotel, and I used to find fun in that work just because one of my core values was like organization and helping people. Helping people was a huge part of why I liked doing that job, because I found a way for my job to align with my core value of helping people. But the rest of it wasn't too great, you know, things like complicated admin and sorting things out. Like, I found the parts of the job that I liked because they aligned with me, but it didn't feel like the thing I was supposed to be doing because it wasn't aligning perfectly with all of my core values. There were some things that I didn't like about it. But moving on, if you're someone that values, say, honesty, you won't thrive very well in dishonest work. Just like if you value loyalty and family, one night stands and Tinder won't be for you. You can try, but you won't feel comfortable and you won't feel happy doing it. Something that people actually often get confused is that we can't change our core values. We can. We can change our positive and negative core values and grow new ones. It's so cool. If you have like 3 hours, or it's about 1 hour long, but 3 hours because you'll end up going on to a couple more. If you watch Darren Hardy's speeches on YouTube, he talks about the limiting belief system of someone's mind. So interesting. That is like next level stuff, like going through your limited belief prism. So we all walk around with like a grey net, and we only see through this grey net because we have a limiting belief system of the things that we can do and the things we're allowed to do and the things that we tell ourselves we can do. But that is a completely different video, so let's get back to your core values. Have you ever seen Inside Out? If you haven't, it's a Disney movie. Well, it's a Pixar movie. Go watch it. It covers core values. The protagonist of the movie is Riley, and inside she has these little islands of personality. She has like Honesty Island and Fun Island. She has a couple more, but those are core values. We all have them. We all have the little islands in our heads that are our core values, and when she does something out of alignment, the islands die and she gets unhappy. Inside Out is the perfect movie to explain what a core value is. So one day I decided I wanted a new core value, and I actually chose one. I was like, I want to be that person that's dependable, that person that's always on time, because I haven't had the most dependable and on-time parents, and I was like, I want to be different, I want to be better, I want to have integrity, and I want to be dependable. And I decided that that was going to be one of my new core values, and I acted accordingly. So I would do things to endorse this core value, and it flowed naturally to me, because amazingly the core values you choose are ones you've always kind of wanted to have. But now I want to quickly move on to negative core values, how you have them and what we can do about them. Obviously we have some core values that don't exactly help our lives. Sometimes we'll just have these qualities that will stop us progressing and keep us bummed out. So what are we going to do about them? Well, I have a nice 4 little step process for you. Number 1, identify the negative core value that keeps popping up as the theme in your life. Okay, so I'm going to use the example of dishonesty. We're talking about honesty a lot today, but dishonesty is going to be the example we are going to use. Number 2, identify the need. So identify the reason and the need that you have that endorses this behavior. For example, if you are dishonest because it's a protective instinct, because when you were honest when you were a kid, you used to get punished for it, so you decided to be dishonest to protect yourself or get attention, and then you ended up becoming dishonest. That is your negative core value, and that is the need, protection. Number 3, reframe the value. So every positive feeling we need comes from a positive value. So if you feel like you need to feel protected and safe, we need to find a positive quality to match that. I want you to have a look at your deep negative core belief, and then actually think about why you're doing it and actually what you need really underneath the behavior. So if you're being dishonest and you want to feel safe, dishonesty isn't making you feel safe. If anything, it's just causing problems in your life. So we need to find you a positive, good value that resonates specifically with you. which is actually number 4. Ask if the value resonates with you. So if you're dishonest and you just want to feel protected and you need to find a positive value that makes you feel protected, go find one, make sure it really hits home and it's something that will make you feel safe and protected, and start to make an effort to include it into your life. Once it's reinstated into your core value system, it will help you live a happier life, because if you stop being dishonest and start instead endorsing the positive value, then your life will start to flow a lot easier. You won't have problems with dishonesty. Your biggest problem will be people thinking you're dishonest and you saying, no, I'm trying to change my ways. I just wanted to feel safe and protected, so I decided I was going to make myself feel safe and protected by being overly honest and by being blunt. So today I want you to start thinking about your core values and what you're all about. I have a worksheet for you to fill out which will help you really try and work out what your core values are. If you don't feel fulfilled and happy in your life, it is because you aren't living in alignment with all of your core values. The only thing that's stopping you living your dream life is your limiting belief systems in your head that is telling you that you can't do it. You can do whatever you want. We just have to do some little tinkering and we'll get you to the place that you want to go. Because we can. And this is why we're here. We're here to put you in the driver's seat of your life, because as long as you can remember, your subconscious mind has been driving you on, and now we're just going to take control of your subconscious mind and actually go, no, I'm deciding where I'm going now. Instead of you constantly driving me to the same destination, I want to go somewhere else. So that is what we are doing by learning your core values, because the more information you have about yourself, the better you can change your reality and work out how you're working and manipulate it to your advantage, so you can win at life and get all the things you wanted. So you'll identify when you're particularly afraid of something and have a good coping mechanism, how to deal with it and how to move forward. The more you know about yourself, the more responsibility you can take for your life, and the more responsibility you can take for your life, the happier you will be, because your life is completely within your control. Other people's lives, events, absolutely nothing else is in your control. The only thing you can control is yourself and your reactions to it. So the more information we have, the better we can help you live your hashtag best life. Oh, it's hashtag best life, isn't it? I'm so not hip these days, but it has been great chatting to you about this mini video about core values. I love core values. If you want to talk to Matt, or you're really confused and you just don't really know how to work it out, message me and we will chat about how great it is and what your core values are. I'm gonna let you go. It's been very great chatting to you. Have a great day, and I can't wait to hear about what you value most. I have a list somewhere of my own, but I've completely forgotten, but I know most of them are hilarious. Anyway, have a great day. Hey, so the core videos video has just ended, but I wanted to chat about something else because I filmed it, I edited it, and then I was walking around and I was thinking about something else. So I want to chat to you quickly about the concept of self-fulfillment. I've actually recently wrote an entire article on this, and I would like to talk about it in depth if that is something you want to talk about, but let's chat about the concept of self-fulfillment for just 2 minutes. So the concept of self-fulfillment, and everyone has a destiny and a purpose and this one job that they're supposed to be doing. I kind of understand that, because I am doing exactly what I know I'm meant to be doing, but that doesn't mean I haven't been able to enjoy any of the other stuff along the way. So I love my job. I love doing this. Life coaching is what I was always meant to do, and it's wonderful, but I've also had really great, fun, weird jobs that I've loved in my life. I'm just trying to kind of put it out there that if you haven't found your dream job or your one true purpose, don't stress about it, because you could end up doing what I did, which was what did I do in Sydney? It felt like a dream job at the time. I was working in a cafe in a gym, so all I had to do was make healthy food and go to the gym all day, and I loved it. And I loved running a hotel, and I did not like working at a fishery. I absolutely hated that. I worked some really, really weird jobs in my life, and I love all the weird new things I did, and I loved experimenting and trying. So if you believe you're supposed to understand where you're supposed to be, and you know your one true purpose, and you just don't know, I haven't found my destiny, what I'm supposed to be, don't, chill, do not worry about it. The most important thing and the funnest thing you can do is try as many weird things as possible, and then you'll find your destiny or thing that you're supposed to be doing. And it might not even be a paying job. You may actually have to make it into a job. Do you think life coaching sounds like a logical choice for any human to do as work? No, it sounds like a bollocks job made up by crazy people. It is. And it's great because this is what I'm supposed to be doing without a doubt. But that does not mean that, well, actually, I'm gonna give you a little side story. So most of my life, I've kind of known this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but it was buried really deep under the fear, like the absolute terror of me wanting to do this and thinking, I can't do that. Who am I to do what I do? And I had it, and I knew it was in the back of my head, and I just kept brushing it under the rug, like, no, you're not good enough, you're not ready to do something like that. That's big and scary. But I knew that's what I wanted to do. But I distract myself and say, no, you've always wanted to run a hotel, no, you've always wanted to travel, no, you've always wanted to be a freelancer, you're a writer, so many things to distract myself from the fact that this is what I've always wanted to do. So if there is something in the back of your head that you are terrified of, like you'd love to do that, but it's terrifying, like you want to quit your job and become a full-time nurse, which is actually what happened to me the other day. One of my lovely members of the squad came up to me and said, I did quit my job, I'm going to college, I'm going to be a nurse. And it's like, yay! So I think that's what actually sparked this huge train of thought. But anyway, there is something in the back of your head that you're absolutely shit terrified of, but you know you'd really, really love to do it. Like you want to become an interior designer, or you actually just want to quit everything and go traveling in Thailand. You can do it. Don't be afraid. Well, you know, be terrified, because the more fear means it's more likely the right way to go. Weird, I know. The idea of me being a life coach terrified me forever, but I'm doing it now and I love it. So that is my little chat on self-fulfillment. If there is something that you really want to do, that is probably the thing that you're destined to do. If you don't feel like you're destined for anything and you don't feel like you have a thing, that is fine. I didn't realize my thing until at least like 3 years ago. And I'm old now. I'm like 28, 29. So it took me a long time to work out which direction I was going. And I've just so many roads. Like I wanted to be a mountain climber when I was 9, and I wanted to be Lara Croft when I went to uni, and I wanted to be an Egyptologist, and I wanted to be an explorer, and I wanted to be many things, mostly down the exploring ruins theme. But I ended up doing what I love doing. So don't freak out and just experiment and try. Life is a wonderful experiment of trying weird, random, wonderful shit. So do it. just get out there and try. So I've always wanted to do dance lessons, but it's just never made it into my calendar. It's on my next to-do list, but I've done so many weird side hustle courses. So like I know how to bake professionally, I can make wild sugar flowers, I can make glass beads, I can do loads of weird side crafting. If your thing is to want to open a little Etsy shop and sell side crafts, here is your target audience. I love buying crap on Etsy. Also, my friend made this, so like this hideous necklace, the one that looks like a dinosaur, actually looks like my dinosaur mug. My friend made this for me and I love it. And I will buy crap like this on Etsy for like 20 bucks. So if that's your dream, there are people out there who will buy your product, who are fun. Right, that is my little chat on self-fulfillment and your destiny and like your dream, which I think I tried to end 2 minutes ago and then continued chatting. So I'm actually gonna let you go now to add on to the end of this wonderful core values video. So there's I'm gonna just let you go before I keep talking.